But here goes nothing. So, as suspected, our starter is not wanting to do its thing, which means looks like we're gonna have to take this header off, and obviously I'm surprised to see that all this mission control stuff is all in here, but that looks like we have no, well, it looks like we have no other choice, unfortunately. So there we go. It was worth spending a little bit of time trying to change the cables, see if the connection would help, and obviously it didn't, but part of the isolation process. So I'm going to take a few minutes, ponder, and see what the next steps are, and we'll go from there. So, important lesson of today, I was actually hoping to bolt the Simmons wheels, or keep the original Simmons wheels on the car. There were a few bolts that were missing out, and I figured that, you know, maybe it was just because they weren't torqued down properly, and I have an extra set of these that were a different offset, so I figured, you know what, I would just grab some hardware off one of the other ones, but I figured, you know, I should go around and make sure that they're all snug. And while trying to snug them up, essentially, the bolt snapped right off at the nut, and this actually happened on two of them with not too much torque. So whoever put these wheels together obviously used shitty hardware. So I have no idea who did it. I guess, you know, they wanted fancy Allen screws and were trying to make things look better than the way that they should function. So essentially what most likely happened over a couple, you know, maybe some potholes or some severe bumps, the bolts essentially just snapped, and the bolts came out, and I guess that answers that question. So these wheels, although I already knew they would go in for a full refurb, I was hoping that at least I could have them on the car to get them to the De Silva car show here in a few weeks' time. So it looks like for now I'm going to have to bolt on my extra set of ROH ZR6 wheels, which look like this. Unfortunately, it won't have the same you know, the full DECH theme on this car, although the ZR6 wheels are very timeless. Once I get them on, I'll obviously put the center caps on there. So, unfortunate event, but important lesson for the day. So here we are, non-running car. Managed to get the wheels swapped over. Actually need some air for the rear tires. I couldn't find the air line. My friend says that he has it over at the other barn, so gonna have to wait on that. I think the next thing that we'll probably try doing is actually just bump starting this car and see if we can't just get it running that way. I really don't want to have to go through all the work just to change the starter to drive this car around and see what it feels like on the road when I'm just gonna strip the car down anyways. So gonna go on to the next project, leave this spot, and hopefully get back out here, and we'll try some bump starting and whatnot and see if we can get it running. So at least the wheels are swapped over, so we got some safer wheels and tires on the car for when we do get it running, and let's see what happens. Check seats as usual, ready? Going for the drive. What are you doing?
I can't get it in the gear.
Come on. Just drive it there. Fire up. Yeah. So we do 19
Fantastic.
Now we're filming.
Wonderful.
So you can see the little red blinky light there.
Yeah, we are functional.
So testing 1080p mode. On our way to get a high torque mini starter, potentially for the light car. Jordan here says we should get it. I say we just keep bump starting it.
Well, depends on the effort required to change.
So we'll see. We really just need to get it to the shop, and then we need to get it to a car show. So that's 3 bump starts versus taking the header off and swapping out the starter for something we're going to strip. Is your concern bump starting at the show?
Oh, no. If the header's got to come off, I don't know if that effort's worth it.
Oh, it's got to come off.
So there might be some finagling that could happen if it's in the air.
Well, we'll get it up in the air and we'll see how much finagling is required.
If the header's got to come off, I don't know if that effort's justified.
Holy, hold on.
We're going off-roading.
That's going to be a priceless, like, clench of the jaw on film there.
Yes.
We're definitely in the countryside and the lightning, and the 25 series rubber doesn't agree with potholes.
/ craters.
Yeah. This type in Canada, we got stuff that would swallow your car. You can see how slow we're going, and probably how our bodies are moving, just on how bad it actually is. So anyways, stay tuned and we'll keep you informed with the outcome of just how much finagling is required to swap this starter out. All right, we have arrived at the number 5 car, which we got running last night via bump start down this little hill in the driveway. Oh, idle's perfect now. We are now ready to fill the car up with some fuel and take it on its maiden's voyage. What do you think, Jordan? Will it make it? Jordan says it's going to make it. So we actually had to bolt on the other set of Simmons wheels that I had. The ones with the bad bolts were definitely not safe to bolt on this car. The problem that we realized yesterday is that the DECH brakes in the front actually increase the offset of the wheels, and the tires were at 235, 45, 17, I believe, and the result was the tires were rubbing so bad in the fender wells that there was no way the car would be drivable. So we put these other Simmons wheels on that are kind of unknown that I had picked up. They should do the trick for the maiden voyage. There is some tread, they are old, but they should get us to where we need to go, hopefully. These ones actually stick out a little bit, so we got some good stance with these. You can't see it right now because the wheels are turned currently, but again, they don't rub. That's the most important thing. So we're gonna get this car gassed up and get it bump started and down the road. All right, bump starting, here we go. Get this thing going and take it on its virgin drive. All right. Try and bump start in second gear here. good. Need to adjust the seat. I don't know how to adjust the seat. There we go. Get our air conditioning on, which is the windows getting rolled down. So Andrew's gonna follow us in the Lightning, or not Andrew, Jordan, sorry. Mr. Notorious. So we got gas, we put some water in the overflow. Car seems to be idling okay. So here goes nothing. Just gonna try and secure this GoPro down a bit better here. So this car has a 347 stroker in it, and should work pretty good. Feels pretty powerful. Shifting through the gears all right. The speedometer does not work, so I have no idea how fast we're going. The car definitely pulls to the left. Just gonna roll these windows up for now so it's easier to hear me. So we're driving. Gonna see how it goes. Gonna excuse the camera bouncing around. I don't have the proper mount.